welcome to our video on the importance of ecosystem in Malaysia. In this video, we'll explore why ecosystem is important not just for us but also for nature.
Hi everyone, I will be explaining the ecosystem service provided by the tropical rainforest at FRIM Kepong. So, first of all, what are ecosystem service? These are the benefits that humans get from the nature, and FRIM is a perfect example of a forest that provides many of these benefits directly and indirectly. One of the most important services is carbon storage. The big trees in FRIM absorb carbon dioxide from the air and help reduce the impact of climate change. This is called carbon sequestration. The forest acts like a natural air filter. Next is water regulation. The tree roots help absorb rainwater, filter it, and reduce the risk of flooding. The forest floor hold moisture and slow down water flow, which protects soil and prevent landslide, especially during heavy rain. FRIM also support biodiversity conservation. There are hundreds of plant species here, including medicinal plants like Tongkat Ali and Kachet Fatimah. These are not only valuable for health, but also for traditional knowledge and future scientific research. In terms of cultural service, FRIM is used for education and ecotourism. Many students like us come here for learning trips. Visitors also enjoy the canopy walk, forest trail, and nature parks. We can forget the supporting service like nutrient cycling. When leaves fall and decompose, they return nutrients to the soil, which help new plants grow. It is all part of a natural cycle that keeps the forest healthy. So, in summary, FRIM Kepong is more than just a green space. It is a living system that gives us clean air, clean water, natural product, learning experience, and support life in many ways. That is why protecting forests like FRIM is so important.
We are excited to share what we learned from an amazing experience at FRIM, the Forest Research Institute Malaysia. So FRIM isn't just a beautiful green space, it is also a hub of scientific research, conservation, and environmental education. This is one of the most popular trails at FRIM. This trail is named after the currawing tree. So this is one of the species that we saw. It's called giant bamboo. For your information, this towering bamboo species can grow up to 30 meters tall. Next, we have Malaysia national tree, Pokok Merbau. Merbau is a symbol of strength, resilience, and identity. This is Pokok Cengal, the king of the forest. It can grow up to 60 meters tall, and some trees are estimated to be over 1,000 years old. This one commonly known as Pokok Kapur. The tops of the tall trees grow in a way that their canopies avoid touching each other. This is the waterfall at FRIM, a hidden gem surrounded by large rainforest. It may be small, but it's clean, refreshing, and peaceful. One of the key things that we learned was about biodiversity. FRIM is home to hundreds of plant species, many of which are endangered or found only in Malaysia. Learning how they are classified and protected really opened our eyes. We also learned how researchers study forest ecosystems, including soil health, water quality, and the role of insects and fungi. It's amazing how much is happening beneath our feet and above our heads. Our biggest takeaway: nature teaches us if we are willing to listen. And FRIM helped us do exactly that. We left with a deeper appreciation for our forests and a stronger sense of responsibility to protect them.
So, in FRIM, everything feels green and peaceful. However, even in a protected place like FRIM, where the focus is on conservation and education, threats still occur. At FRIM, they have identified several major environmental threats. As how explained by the nature guide, he said that most of the threats come from people who may not fully understand how important of this ecosystem really are. Threats such as deforestation, tree stealing, habitat fragmentation, where the forest becomes isolated due to roads and buildings. All this making it harder for trees, plants, and species to migrate and reproduce. Logging, development, poor management, stealing homes of countless species, we are changing the landscape and breaking the balance. But at what price?
Just outside the bustling city of Kuala Lumpur lies an extraordinary forest with an even more extraordinary story. The Forest Research Institute Malaysia, or we call it FRIM. In the 1920s, this area was nothing more than scarce barren land left behind by tin mining. But what began as reforestation experiment has now flourished into the largest and oldest man-made tropical rainforest in Malaysia, covering more than 500 hectares. For a conservation measure, they maintain a vast collection of over 350,000 plant specimens and 10,000 wood samples used for species identification, timber tracking, and forest conservation. FRIM also manage a national germplasm bank that stores genetic material and support reforestation nationwide. Their team constantly monitors plant health, publish the Malaysia Red List of endangered species, and pioneers ecological studies that guide forest policy and sustainable practice. Together, these efforts make FRIM a global model for rainforest restoration, proving that through science, dedication, and long-term vision, even the most degraded lands can be brought back to life, creating a legacy of knowledge and nature for future generations.
Now that we've explored the importance of ecosystem and what we saw during our FRIM field trip, it's also important to reflect on how humans, including ourselves, contribute to environmental damage, both knowingly and unknowingly. Every day, human actions leave an impact on the environment. We cut down forests for agriculture, overuse plastic, pollute rivers, and consume more than the earth can replenish. But the good news is we can help reverse this. Small actions when done collectively can lead to meaningful change. We can reduce our carbon footprint by using public transportation, say no to single-use plastic, and support local conservation efforts like those happening at FRIM.
Small actions like supporting ecotourism or just being mindful of nature can actually make a real difference. So let's do our part, because protecting nature means also we are protecting our home.